I believe we're live. It says live. We've been live for 10 seconds. Look at that.
We've been live for 10 seconds, everybody.
Hey, guys. Welcome to Chortle Games.
Is that what this is? Chortle Games?
I mean,
normally we have games behind us.
The title of the video says Chortle Games, literally as the first two words. So we're gonna say this is Chortle Games, but this is different. This is obviously a different format. We've never done this before.
We are celebrating.
We're celebrating
that we have hit 500 subs. We're actually over 500 at this point because it took a while to get us together.
It did.
For this video, so we apologize, but we are celebrating that we have hit 500
yes.
subs. What are we doing to celebrate, Steven?
Hey, Stowe. Sorry, we're late. That's my bad. We are doing a Q&A, and a lot of you have sent in questions to us, and we're going to answer them. We're going to get to as many as we can, and we are taking some live, but we've got some already.
We've got some
here.
Already submitted through our lovely Discord. Thank you,
yes.
Discord users. If you are watching and you want to join the Discord, you can do that. It's in the description of this video. Okay, so
awesome.
Get on that.
All right, Jake is typing on Twitter, so I'm gonna talk for a minute.
Yeah, how's your Friday been? Steve?
My Friday.
First question.
My Friday's been good. We went nuts on Destiny today. We had over 300 people live at one point watching us look for Xur. That was weird for me, but it was good. Met a lot of cool new people, a lot of new subs. We got what, 17 subs off of that video?
More than that at this point. I think we've almost hit 22 or 23.
That's awesome. Love it. Met some really cool people, so that helped us out a lot. That's how I started my day, and I've been here at the church working ever since, setting up for this, and I still wasn't prepared.
I've been shooting shoots for people running for Chancery Court Clerk or Judge or something like that. I get really confused. Like, if you're not the president, I don't know what you do. You know
Vlad's saying that he thinks the audio is out of sync.
You know what? That may very well be true.
It probably is true.
I
think there's a little bit of a delay on the camera.
Mic,
yeah.
And the camera is over
Is it
there.
possible to get the audio coming from the camera? Can we set that up real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
You set that up.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
I can.
Fantastic. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to keep talking. How are you guys doing tonight? This is different.
They're the ones asking the questions here, Steven.
Well, you know what? The question and answer section has not started. So.
You mean the Q&A has not started yet?
Well, evidently not.
Video?
Evidently not, because
video?
the audio sucks. So, don't worry, we're working on it.
You know whose fault
my
that
people
is?
will call your people. I've got my best people on it.
Oh, am I your best person?
Yeah.
I'm the best person that's here, right?
Yeah.
That's available.
Well, when it comes to that, yeah. Proud of you.
Somebody called me a goat today.
Someone called you a goat. That you know that's not an actual goat. It's like the acronym GOAT, greatest of all time.
I knew that it was an acronym.
Greatest of all time.
Okay, that's what it means.
Yeah.
I thought it was still an insult somehow.
It was not an insult. He was. You good?
Yep.
Cool. He was being nice. All right. So who we got here? We got Stowe. Hey Stowe. Hey Vlad. Hey Rose. Hey Kaylin. And hey everybody else that hasn't said hey yet. Oh, here comes the mic. Oh, here. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Right there.
Right there. Right in the middle.
That's what we wanted. Okay,
beautiful.
Perfect.
Yep.
Great.
Okay. That's good. It's right above us. So I'm gonna have to change the mic to something else.
Yep.
Let me know when it's set.
It's actually already plugged in.
Okay.
But it's not getting anything because you know what? There ain't a battery.
Yeah. Yeah, that's important.
Steven is a high efficient worker who takes out batteries from mics.
I do.
They don't die.
I do that.
That's the thing about me.
Okay.
We're off to a great start.
We are.
Brody is going to be here.
Brody's coming.
So really what we're doing here is we're stalling.
Yeah.
Brody.
Yeah, we are. But I will go ahead and I'm going to look for a question that's specifically
Here,
catered to me.
I've got one.
Okay.
Look at my thing
Oh,
here.
oh, Jake has got the questions. And I've got the
Look at my note
answers.
here. Look at my note. Look, that's all the questions that were from the Discord. So
how
go ahead.
efficient. Okay. Let's see.
If it doesn't have a name, assume it was Kaylin, okay? Just go with that.
How did church dodgeball come to be, Stephen? Did you come up with the black light variant? This is the only question I saw with my name on it immediately. So, those of you that know, to save the battery, Vlad. Jeez.
Save the battery, Vlad.
I guess that's the first question of the night. Why would you take batteries out of anything? Okay. Okay.
Right, if you want to switch that over.
Yes, I will do that.
Try that. try that. We apologize in advance if we apologize in advance. Go mute. Suddenly just go mute. I like two a pack.
So here's the fun part where I try to remember how Discord works.
This isn't even Discord. This is OBS.
It is. Thank you.
It is. Thank you.
That part of your that might be part of your problem. You're trying to remember Discord.
Yeah. Okay. How about that? Is audio still coming through? Because it looks like it's coming through the video capture device, so we should be good now. Now there's two Stevens. Okay. Yeah. So we're on the right track. We should be good now.
Okay.
Okay. Let us know. Is it working now?
Let us know if the audio sounds like whack.
Stowe says
if it sounds whack, I don't know what to say.
I'm waiting.
If it sounds whack, I don't know what to do.
Jake Stowe said wait. I gotta wait.
Look. No, we don't have a Snapchat,
We don't.
I am not very proficient in the Snapchat, as Anna off to the side can
I
tell you.
I have a Snapchat, but I never use it.
You're a better Snapchat user than I am.
Thank
because
you.
you at least send funny quips. I literally watch things, say ha, and skip right on by. That's actually how I operate all social media while we're on it. I just look at things, laugh, and move on.
That's basically all Twitter's good for.
Well, and I'm real bad about emails and stuff like that because, like, I'll read it, I'll say ha, and move on. I don't respond. I don't say, hey, thanks for this email. Kaylin messaged us arcade stuff for like a playlist.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, we have that. Moved on. Didn't say thank you. Didn't say anything. Later today, I saw another message and I was just like, I should say thank you. And I said thank you. And he was just, and Kaylin was like, oh, sorry, that wasn't for you. I was like, oh,
yeah, it was like
cool.
Rogue 15 or something. We still don't know what that meant. Kaylin, if you could clarify.
What this is going to turn into is just the Q&A for you guys.
Yes.
The subs are getting questioned.
Okay, let's go ahead. That question that I had.
So your question was,
how was church dodgeball
how did you get started with the church dodgeball thing?
So those of you that know Andrew from Friendly Fire Games, that's my brother, my oldest brother. Back when he was in late high school, early college, a group of his friends, including Daniel from Friendly Fire Games and Russ from Friendly Fire Games, they all would use the church gym on Friday nights, Sunday nights, occasionally Wednesday nights to just play dodgeball, have fun, goof around. And then word started getting out. People started coming, and people from within the church, people from outside the church, and the guy who was technically in charge of it, the adultist person there, even though he kind of is the adultist person there. His name's Scott. Mr. Scott is what we
call him.
What we always call him. We've probably mentioned him a couple times.
That's what we call him.
But he kind of chaperoned the whole thing, set it up to where it was an event. And from that point on, it just went on for years and years where we had this, hey Nader Gator, we had this Friday night, Sunday night event where students from middle school, high school, and college, whether they were affiliated with the church or not, could come somewhere to just hang out, have a good time if they weren't comfortable in a church. Even then, it was something to say, hey, this isn't churchy, this is just something to come hang out with people and meet cool people, have a good time, let out your anger by throwing dodgeballs at people.
I love letting out my anger. Darkness, welcome. Thank you for joining. He said Blackout is greater than Fortnite. Completely agree. We're doing a Q&A today, so it's going to look a little bit different. But
yes.
Anyway.
But yeah, I inherited it, dodgeball, and now I run it. And yes, I did come up with the blacklight variant within here. That was entirely me. But people have done it before. I don't have the.
Do you have the copyrights and the?
I don't have the copyrights. No trademarks. I'm not making royalties. Sorry. But yeah. Cool. All right. What's next?
You saw our Chortle Games neon logo, and you said, "Hey, I can make this glow in the dark dodgeball." Okay. Well, since you asked, well, I don't know. Here's a good gaming question to get us started off with. This was also from Kaylin. It said your top 5. Well, I don't know. Should we wait for Brody for that one? That's a pretty good question. Okay. Here, tell you what. I'll do my question.
Yeah.
So Kaylin asked me. He said, Jake, how did you get your start in the industry? Your humble beginnings, if you will. So. For those of you that don't, do we need to read any chat before I go?
Just keep talking. I'll do it later.
Okay, all right. So for those of you that don't know, if you haven't watched our stuff before, I've mentioned before that I work as a video producer is like my real job. So I work for a video production company, and we do like commercials, TV shows, documentaries. My boss actually shot for The Bachelor recently, which is kind of cool. So that was really fun. But anyway, so Kaylin wants to know how I got started with that. So when I was in high school, I was in an art class, and I started. My parents for my birthday gave me like a little camera, and so I started taking random pictures of stuff and trying to do some cool things in my art class. And my art teacher noticed kind of how good some of them were, and so he was like, "Hey." Like, you know, he started kind of teaching me some things. Was like, you know, let's try to get you some stuff together. And so, so he kind of grew me in that, and eventually he submitted some of my works to this Scholastics art competition, and I won like 13 awards, I think, that first year. There was like a couple silvers, a couple gold, and then a couple like other. They weren't like honorable mentions, but they were like really like, you know, something that needs to be noticed. I don't know. Anyway, so that was kind of like, oh, maybe I'm good at this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The next year in that class, we started making videos. So we started doing parodies of The Office but we were like the art class or like whatever. So I filmed and edited all of those. So I was kind of like the camera guy in the background that you see like zooming into people and like doing all that sort of stuff. So that's what got me started. Then I started working at the church that Stephen works at now. And I did videos for the children's ministry here. And that's actually what really kind of formed a stronger friendship between me and Stephen.
Yeah, we kind of knew each other before that, but I was the kind of media AV intern, and you were the children's intern, but you made a lot of video projects.
Right.
And so we collaborated a lot.
The mask, which we talked about, that's a video that it's the finest thing we've ever done. That was where I was like this superhero character who wore a mask and had a cape. And I basically just ripped off the show The Cape. I don't know if anyone's familiar with it.
Which was such a good show.
It was such a good show.
It was very short-lived.
This is way off script. Yeah. But anyway, so that's where me and Stephen collabed. Anyway, as I continued doing more video projects at the church I was working with, I kind of decided like, okay, I want to do video stuff. Like this is what I want to do. So I went to college and I was doing a PR class, or I was going for a PR major. But then my PR instructor knew I wanted to do video stuff, and they were like, hey, you can get a broadcasting degree alongside with that. So I was like, okay, cool. So I did that, ended up hating PR, loving the broadcasting stuff, really excelling in that. And so I had always worked at a summer camp, like pretty much every summer since I could. And so I started doing videos for them as well. And then one summer I just kind of said, you know what, I've got to start like trying to get an internship and do something. So I interned with the company I work with now. Within 2 weeks, they offered me a part-time position. And then when I graduated, they brought me on full-time. And then I've been there since. So I've been working full-time with them for almost 3 years, but I've been with them for almost 4. So, but yeah. To answer, I think what Kaylin really was asking was just like kind of how do you get going in that kind of thing? My suggestion and recommendation to people would be to just start somewhere, start making stuff on your own. You know, even if it's, I mean, Vines are hilarious, and that's a real easy way to get in.
A lot of people got started with Vine.
What I would tell you is don't worry about like trying to make it perfect. Just start doing stuff, and you're gonna eventually get better, and you're gonna learn some techniques and learn some things.
Hannah showed up. Hey, Hannah.
Hey, Hannah.
Vlad asked. He said, I hope Brody's wearing a black morph suit when he shows up.
That would be awesome.
No.
There's no way.
That's a different color bulb if we want to get some color. That'll make
Nah. It's not going to help the black, I don't think. But
yeah. Vlad asked...
what's the biggest thing
you worked
personally?
on, yeah.
Let me think a minute. So, I'm trying to think of what I can talk about, and then also like what would be good.
Yeah. Chortle Games.
Yeah. Chortle Games, absolutely, by far. I'm also trying to think of something that somebody like might know. And I'm just, I got to shoot Brett Favre. That was probably one of the bigger things I've ever gotten to do. We were shooting for a company that were doing a documentary on like turf, like football turf.
Yeah.
And they were interviewing Brett Favre about that sort of stuff and the importance of like how turf can protect football players from concussions and that sort of thing. So I got to shoot with him, and that was funny because I don't know football, so I didn't really get it, but whatever.
The answer should be the mask. That masterpiece.
It was,
Let's move on to another question.
Yes,
Brody's here, but he's about to be in here. So
do we want
grab us a non-Brody including question?
Okay. Was there any other questions about me? I thought I saw something about editing. Oh, Nader Gator's just saying he wants to get into it. Yeah, Nader Gator, do it, man. Just start somewhere.
Hannah, just ask it. We'll try to get to it.
The other thing I would say is just intern somewhere. Like, try to find an internship. Yep. Be willing to work hard and work long and work tirelessly. So, that sort of thing.
We never introduce ourselves at the top of this.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm Jake. This is Steven. Surfing is my thing. Says, hey, welcome to our
Surfing
Q&A.
is my thing. It's so cool. Says
I'm sorry.
That's a great name. I love that. Hey, Kaylin says I'm here. Kaylin, we just answered your question about Jake's humble beginnings. So if you'd like to get the answer to that, you can go back to earlier.
I vaguely remember the Bear in the Big Blue House.
I remember the Bear in the Big Blue House. I was really young when it came out. I watched maybe like 1 or 2 episodes, but I have no opinion on it. But I remember it, so I guess there's some nostalgia to it.
I don't think there are any other that are like specific to you or me. So if we want to pull Brody in here, we can do that.
Brody,
are you ready?
I guess.
Okay.
He's so excited.
Okay. I'll see you all in one.
We have a stool for you, so you can.
You get to be a stool boy.
That's.
He's talking to Logan off screen.
What makes an open world worth hours? No, let's do that one later.
There's no more that are like specific.
What's your most embarrassing story is what Hayes asked us.
Okay, I'm good with that question.
Okay.
So to preface this for me, I do not get embarrassed easy. You can probably tell that if you watch any of our content because I say a lot of stupid stuff that could be construed as embarrassing. Are you leaving, Logan?
Yes. Can I say bye?
Yeah, you want to come wave bye to the chat?
Yeah, I do.
Everybody, this is Logan. If you've seen some of our Overcooked videos, you know Logan. He's right there.
Hey guys.
Lower,
a little lower.
I can't. Okay, my knee.
He's got a brace on. There you go.
What's up, guys? I'm just leaving right now. Brody's gonna come take my place.
Brody, yeah, you're gonna switch
This
out.
is our Brody understudy.
That's right.
Glad we have quite a few people in the room at this point right now.
I have a torn meniscus right now. That's what Brody was talking about. That's why I have mine.
Oh, okay.
We've been working out.
Oh, I gotcha.
Like 300
tearing menisci and such.
Well, most embarrassing story.
So most embarrassing story. I don't get embarrassed very often, but when I was in, there's Brody. Hey, Brody.
Hey, Brody.
I'm in work clothes.
You're so official and professional. I appreciate you.
Do we need to tilt this up?
I'm gonna tilt it up a little bit.
Oh, I forgot it's not a webcam because we're efficient. I'll talk about my. I can't talk about my most embarrassing story because there's a lot of them. Because I was very introverted and got embarrassed very easily when I was younger. But I will talk about my worst day ever. So this is actually a paper I had to write in college. It wasn't paper. It was a public speech that I had to do for public speaking. And I was not good at public speaking, but this was kind of like my gateway into being more comfortable with it. So when I was so much beards, thank you, Rose. I think. But when I was a kid, I was the youngest of 3 boys biologically, and when you're the youngest and you have 2 older brothers and they say we're gonna go do this thing, you're just like, oh man, I've got to do the thing because they're my older brothers and everything they do is cool. So they were like, hey, we're gonna go ride bikes. You better hurry. And I was like, oh, don't leave me. And they were like, yeah, we will leave you. So I ran outside and put on flip-flops to go ride bikes. That part's very important to this story.
Haley Allison, hey, New Blitz.
Haley Allison. And who?
New Blitz.
Oh, hey, New Blitz. What's up? So I put on my flip-flops to go ride bikes, and this is actually Andrew from Friendly Fire Games. This is a really important part of this story. I was like, okay, what are we doing? We're riding bikes, and he was like, we're playing this game I created. It's called Bicycle Tag. It's exactly what it sounds like. So, we're riding bikes, and Bicycle Tag. The general rules are, whoever gets knocked off their bicycle loses. And so Andrew was like, you know what, I'm the big brother. I'm gonna cream these younger brothers. So he comes up to me and he just demolishes me. And so my foot goes up, and I just feel a sharp pain in my foot. and I try to get up and I can't.
Hey, Michelle. Sorry, Lee Austin said I had to say that.
Hey.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey,
I
Michelle.
saw you earlier today.
Fun
So I feel
fact,
this.
Brody works with my wife's mother.
Mm-hmm.
Brody also works with Greg from Friendly Fire Games.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small world. It really
It's
is.
a small world.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
I try to stand and I can't, and I look down. I'm gonna spare you guys the details, but my toe, my right middle toe, had been. Yeah. It's that one right there.
Is it still weird?
It's kind of weird. It feels weird. It got chopped, basically. Not completely.
You've
cut.
been chopped.
I got chopped.
Is it like
Playing
one of those
bicycle
things
tag.
where you can like feel bad weather coming in your middle toe?
No, not quite. My powers haven't been honed that much.
Oh my god.
But I couldn't get
Feel
up,
it
and
in your middle
so
toe.
so my brothers, you know, you'd think that they're like, oh man, oh he's hurt, let's go take him inside. No, my brothers ran inside when they saw blood and left me out there and acted like nothing happened. So like when I came inside, they'd be like, oh what's this? I'm reading a passage from James. Stephen's hurt. What? You know, something like that. And so I crawled inside. And there was a guy fixing the water filter in our house or something. I don't remember.
Crawled
And
inside.
the way our door works, like to get to the garage, it's like a little hallway that leads into the kitchen. The guy was at the end of the hallway in the kitchen, and so he turns and sees this 7-8-year-old kid open the door and crawl in, going, ah! Like, just bleeding from his foot. The look on that guy's face
There.
was great. But the reason that was my worst day ever, I mean, obviously, for obvious reasons, I spent
Right.
the rest of the day in the hospital and I was
Bye, Lily.
unconscious. So my morning was getting my toe chopped in half, and then the rest of my day was being unconscious in a hospital bed. So
That's hilarious.
that's my go-to icebreaker story. Have fun with that.
So I'll finish out mine. So I used to go to a summer. I mentioned I went to a summer camp a lot, and when I was in about 5th or 6th grade, we had this huge like slip and slide on the at the camp, and I was in my swim trunks. I was ready to go down the slide. I'd been waiting in line, and there were a bunch of cute like girls my age behind me. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna do like a cool move to like impress them. So I went down the slide and somehow lost my shorts as I went down. So I don't know if they were impressed or not, but you know, it happened. So that's my embarrassing story.
Probably not. Brody,
Probably not.
Brody, got a quick embarrassing story?
I don't. If I do, I probably blocked it out.
That's what
occasionally-
I've been thinking about this one all day because I don't know.
I have more like cringy things that I did in high school because I thought I was super cool.
And Alex Ann says, Brody, tell the story about how you left a voice memo that you accidentally sent your boss.
I did do that. It was like, so for some reason iPhone added a thing that like if you hold it directly up during a text,
It'll
records
record,
a
yeah.
voice memo.
Mhm.
And it was like my first day of my new job. And I can't remember it was the song that's like, this is the story of a girl. But like for some reason I changed the words to like, this is the story of a girl. She was really hot and she had a big butt or something. And it sent it to my boss. And yeah, I don't think that's like super embarrassing. It's more funny.
That's hilarious. You weren't embarrassed. You were just funny. It was funny about it.
Like I said, just more cringy stuff from high school
Yeah.
that I never want to remember, but for some reason crawls back into my brain occasionally, and I just like fall on the floor and die and convulse.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
All right.
Stowe is asking about the camp, and you're asking about, does it have a lake? Yes, but like most camps have lakes. And also, was it next to a sand pit? I mean, that's not very distinctive, but yes.
It was a lake with beaver sharks in it.
It was. So, all right, let's move on. Now that we have Brody here, were there any questions that came through, Stephen, while we were just chatting there that I just missed?
Secret tattoos.
Secret tattoos.
Rose
None.
asks if we have secret
Have
tattoos.
no tattoos. Although on the subject of tattoos, I
The-
think someone asked.
Yeah, Kaylin asked, I think, about tattoos if we ever
There
would
was
get one.
somebody that asked. I don't remember who asked it, and I can't find it now that I'm sitting here. But somebody asked if you had to get a tattoo right now, what would it be and where would it go? I'll go first. It would be it would be right here, and it would be an arrow, just an arrow. Maybe a couple arrows. I don't know, or a compass. Either way.
Okay, I have. My answer is very long.
Oh, Brody, Hannah wants you to fist bump her, so just like maybe fist bump the camera there for.
I'll punch her. your computer
Here,
from
punch
really
punch
far
the mic. We're
Punch the
not using
mic.
it.
Yeah, it's not being used.
Punch the
Oh
like
my
button
God, I
in
used
the
that!
face like a boss.
Wow.
So
No, it was not. So it was not Camp Woodruff.
So I know exactly what I would get.
Yes, Vlad, a bow and arrow, like an archer arrow.
Do you have one ready before I go?
Sorry.
I get ideas like all the time of like what I want. It'd probably be something to do with video game because I'm a complete nerd. Alex and I are gonna get matching tattoos when we get married. Though.
Yeah, where? What?
I think we decided somewhere on our ring finger.
Like a ring tattoo.
I don't know
around?
about a ring, but
Just something.
She might remember what.
Yeah, so remember where the ring goes. You put a template of
Put
the
a
ring.
heart right there on top of
Oh,
it.
it's right here.
Put the outline of the ring there. So
That's what Duck Dynasty. One of those guys has the tattoo on his ring. Anyway,
I don't want to be like them.
I don't want to be like them.
So
but hey.
so my tattoo.
Oh, that's another thing. It's talking about things I've gotten to shot. I've gotten to shoot Uncle Si.
I remember that. Yeah.
Fun thing.
So
Vlad says I need a tramp stamp.
That would be interesting.
Do you have a tramp stamp?
I don't have one.
Okay.
He says I need one.
Aaronator says we all have to say Chortle Games and dab before the end of the stream.
Yeah. It's like Fire Team Chat does Guardians out whenever they end their podcast.
Do they?
They do. And so we can just do Turtle Games dab like every No.
Yeet.
Don't. Yeah, we can yeet it out. So my tattoo it would probably be like right around here, like on the inner arm.
Uh-huh.
And I've mentioned before that I write fictional stories, or I used to. I'm just kind of out of that season. One of the characters that I write, his power, it's about like superheroes, people with powers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
His power, it correlates to writing.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a tattoo on his arm that is Allegata scriptum sermo, which is forever bound to the written word in Latin. And I was like, oh, that'd be really cool to have as an actual tattoo. So I would totally get that tattoo because it's got like a double meaning. Because it's like I always want to be I always want to be kind of still in the place where I'm writing. I also enjoy reading. And it's also like a segue into the character as well. So really elaborate, but.
I have a better idea for you.
Okay.
You should put the Warlock crow thing that you just got.
This
you should
one.
get that tattooed right there. No, the new one that you have. The new one that you have.
I don't know if I like this one or that one.
That
better.
one's a little too much. You know what I mean?
The other one's literally a perched falcon. Like, how is that not
Why
more?
not just the Warlock class symbol?
You could do that.
That would be a lot simpler.
That would be actually. I would kind of like that. The thing is, I'm a hunter, so but I don't like the hunter symbol.
I'm all three.
I'm all three. I'm everything.
I'm everything.
What question is next? Try to ask a non-Kalen one for now because we've asked a lot of
Commit
Kalen ones.
Die. Your question was, have you ever watched K-pop? We'll answer it now.
My sisters love K-pop.
I imagine they do.
BTS is
I
that
love
the?
K-pop.
Yeah.
I was supposed to say, I knew
It's
you
just fun to
guys would
listen
love
to.
it. I like it. Every song I've ever heard. I don't just like watch their videos
I've
very often.
never myself listened to K-pop.
I don't
I
think
just
I've like watched. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I don't think I've ever watched like videos, but it's fun to just like listen to.
Yeah, I like the music and everything.
Yeah, I've never listened to K-pop, but whenever I come home, all of my siblings, my three little sisters and my two little brothers are watching BTS, right? They're a K-pop band. Yeah, they're watching BTS, and Shion's always like,
Lee Allison.
they're so cute.
Lee Allison likes BTS.
Yeah.
All right, Aaronator just asked another question that we don't have, and it says, "What's your guys' most anticipated
That's
game
Nadergator.
coming in the future?" I'm sorry, Nadergator.
Yeah.
Asked, "What's your most anticipated game in the future?" Probably right now, Kingdom Hearts for me, coming in January. I'm really freaking excited about that.
For me, it's probably Division 2. I'm just really excited to get back into Division. And they've made so many changes moving towards a game concept that I like better than other MMO lights are doing. So, Division 2, I'm really anticipating that one.
Brody, what are you? I think I know what yours is, but...
Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, is that what yours
No.
is? Okay, all right, yeah.
Good one.
Fair enough. I thought you were gonna say Anthem, but close.
I
but
thought you'd
not.
say Kingdom Hearts.
I just want them to show more of Anthem.
Yeah.
TBH.
Yeah, I would like to not see the same things we've already seen.
Seriously, I
3
watched the
times.
entire 1 hour panel and
I watched it
didn't say
with
a
you.
single
Yeah.
thing. I was
The
like,
best question was asked by a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
That's the actual thing that happened.
Yeah, we're wait.
Commit die. We're in the middle of
Yeah.
Discord questions
We
right
got
now.
a long list.
We got a lot of them.
Those.
But
We're
if you
bouncing
ask
back
one,
and forth. We're bouncing back and forth.
I'm excited for the wheat game. What is the wheat game?
What is the
Vlad?
wheat game? Okay. All right. Let's go back to another one. Stowe asked, "What is your favorite Marvel hero and villain?" And then, "What is your favorite DC hero and villain?"
Okay, so
Do you want to go last and think
I'll
about
I'll
it?
go
Y'all
last.
are gonna
Yeah.
have. I don't.
Do you want to go first? Do you even know which
I
yours would be?
don't even know. It's like I just watch the movies and play the games.
I'll answer DC first because it's boring and quick. It's Batman is my favorite hero,
Of course.
and Joker is my favorite villain. Very classic. It's very basic, but it's because it's great. They're a great pairing. It's great. They're great. For Marvel, there's a lot of Marvel heroes I like. I'd have to say it'd be between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, probably for me. I think.
Okay.
And then villain, I really like Loki, and yeah, I'll just put in Loki. Yeah, I like Loki.
Cool.
It's a good villain.
DC for me. I'm gonna say
Ghost of Tsushima is the wheat game.
because the wheat was really
Oh,
pretty.
weeb,
wheat.
not wheat.
Did he put?
No, he said wheat.
He said wheat.
He said the wheat game. I think you mean the weeb game.
No,
Like
I think he means
W-E-E-B?
wheat because there was lots of wheat.
Yeah, they were creaming over wheat. Yeah, that's what he
Yeah.
said.
Oh, okay.
So we were cream of wheat.
Okay. Both words. Wheat and weeb. And Steven's stupid pun. He told the stupidest jokes.
I can't believe you said that. Oh man, when we were playing Destiny Forsaken, there's a part when Cade,
Cade's funeral.
yeah, Cade's his funeral, Ikora says, "You always told the dumbest jokes," and without skipping a beat, Brody said, "That's what I'm gonna say. It's Steven's funeral." So it was like,
Just
dang.
like instantly. It was just
Instantly.
like, really, man?
So for me, I've always loved Batman, but Batman's an easy answer. So for DC, I really like Green Lantern and Green Arrow.
Right.
Green Arrow, I grew up on both of their comics, Green Arrow and Green Lantern, so probably those guys. Blue Beetle's really cool too, but not probably in my top. I just remember that I always liked him when I was a kid.
Blue Beetle is.
As far as villains are concerned, oh man, I don't know with DC villains because I haven't thought about DC in a long time. Like honestly, because I stopped reading comics a long time ago,
Right.
and the movies aren't doing a very good job. But
My favorite
Yeah.
characters are DCU. Well, I guess they're all DCU, but the cinematic DCU.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn and Joker.
ooh, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
I-
Those are my
I-
favorite characters.
Shut up. Favorite villain in DC, Deathstroke,
Deathstroke's a good
because
answer.
he's just
Good answer.
he's just cool. He's a bad person, but he's cool. For Marvel, for favorite hero, it's between Doctor Strange and Star-Lord. But if we're talking cinematic universe, it's Doctor Strange. But if we're talking comic books, definitely Star-Lord. Because in the comics, he was less of a goofy outlaw kind of Han Solo character, and he was more of a quippy, good leader, strategist type character. So he was cooler in the comics, in my opinion.
Right.
But I do love Doctor Strange. He's great. As far as villains go, gosh, I don't know why I'm blanking on villains that I like because I know they're out
I
there.
can't think of any villains
Yeah.
in the Marvel universe that I just love.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Venom's really cool. I like how complex Venom can be.
I like the one from Spider-Man that wants to turn everybody into dinosaurs.
oh, I don't remember his name.
Oh,
but yeah.
is that? But I don't want people to. I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into that one.
Yeah.
That's Sauron. His name is actually Sauron. He's a
Really?
pterodactyl named Sauron. Yeah.
I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
There's a comic panel of Peter saying, "You have the technology. Why don't you just cure cancer?" And he goes, "I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs." It's just absurd. One of those comic panels.
Why not just make dinosaurs? You know, why do you got to turn
it's,
people
It's
into
whatever,
dinosaurs?
Jake. But as far as favorite comic book characters, I would say, and I have to say this since I've been playing Spider-Man, I love Peter Parker. Playing that game has just made me realize how much I love him as a character.
All that I've done in that game is web swing.
Yep.
I haven't
Yep.
done a mission yet.
Really?
No.
That's hilarious. Nader Gator asked a quick question, which was, you guys have PSN now? I don't think any of us
No.
do.
I've considered it, like putting it on trial so I could play the Infamous games again.
Right.
Well, for the first time because I never played those.
From what I hear from people, I wouldn't recommend it because I've heard it's really not worth it.
Yeah, that's what's been kind of stopping me.
All right,
I saw Aaronator asked too what our favorite YouTube channels are.
Chortle Games.
Super Mega.
Brody really likes Super Mega. I really like Funhouse, which is part of the Rooster Teeth group.
Game Theory / Film Theory.
Yeah.
I love those. And Cinema Wins. I love Cinema Wins. Not Cinema Sins, Cinema Wins.
There's a lot of chat happening that I'm just like missing because I'm listening.
Yeah.
So if you ask a question in there, you might want to repeat it every now and then if we don't answer it.
If you starred in an animated movie, which actor, actress would voice your characters and why?
I mean, I would hope I would voice myself if I was going to be in an animated movie.
Nathan Fillion.
Damn it.
I feel like you could capture my
Nolan
essence.
North, then. I mean, is that right? Yeah, Nolan North. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Either Nathan Fillion or Nolan North, but probably.
If I want to be just like super professional, I'd say like Troy Baker or
Yep.
I take mine back. I want
Gilbert Gottfried.
You get Steve Blum, so you always sound like you're angry.
I want Mark Hamill to voice me. That's what I want.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Here's some quick questions from Rose from Discord.
Yep.
Who snores?
Yeah, I do.
I've been told that I do, so, but like, I don't know. My dad snored a lot, so I probably snore.
I think most people snore. If you're really asking like who does the whole like that kind of thing, I probably do. Do you do that? Are you that bad?
Says I do.
Okay. Well,
I don't think I'm that bad.
And then, what is your favorite colors? Mine is red and black.
Green and gray.
Blue, I guess. I don't know.
Blue.
It just changes a lot.
Yeah.
It's funny though.
Can you guys
If
hear
it's
Brody
like
okay?
If it's character design, I always make a character with black and red.
Yeah, like color schemes for characters. Ever since Guild Wars 2, this is where I got the gray and gold. There was a faction called the Ebon Vanguard, and they were like throwback from Guild Wars 1, which I loved and played a lot. And their color scheme was like a dark gray and like a brass color. And so ever since, like whenever I have shaders or color schemes for characters, I try to go for that because it just looks really cool.
Very cool. And then I think that was the only quick question she had.
Okay.
We got commit die. We've already answered that. Let me scroll up here.
Scroll.
Let me scroll up here. Okay, this was a fun question. Kaylin on Discord asked, do you or will you ever take fan mail? I think we're open to it.
I think it'd make really funny videos.
It would be really funny. I'd love to do like some unboxings or something like that. And I personally, I hope we eventually get to a point where like we can get fan art. Like our Discord, Discord already has like an art channel.
Kaylin and Stowe. I think it's Stowe. Is it Stowe that does?
Stowe, I know does a lot.
Kaylin does.
Kaylin's done something. Somebody did a Chortle Spider-Man.
That was Kaylin.
That was really cool.
It was me going
that.
like
So like I'd love to get stuff like that.
Is that the name of your friend, V? Or Vi?
Yeah, Claire.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's put some stuff in there too. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be really cool. I'm open to it. We don't have anything like that right now.
Yeah.
That would require getting us getting like a PO box or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know the logistics of how that would work.
Just don't send us anthrax.
I don't know. I don't know if that's something that we have to pay for, or I assume you have to pay for a PO box, but I don't know. So one day, maybe when we get closer to like 1,000 subs or
Hannah,
something, we'll do something like that.
Hello, Care Bear TV.
Yes.
What up, Care Bear?
Hannah.
We love Taylor Swift.
This isn't.
I don't like Taylor Swift's new album, but I like
the
her old stuff.
The newest one is by far the worst. But
Hannah, to answer your question, we're not at any of our house right now. We're at the church I work at. We're in a media room that I've set up for recording.
This is the Chortle Game Studio.
Yep.
Boys.
But yeah,
Chortle Game Studio 2. I would feel like
2. Yeah. Is my house the original?
I'd say your house or
where I work is.
Yeah.
Rose asked, do we plan on staying at just 4, or do we plan on growing? Also, can we be chortlers?
That was a question on here too. So Brody and I started the channel. We were roommates, and we talked about it while we were roommates. Then you moved out.
We talked about it for like a long time.
A long time.
Roommates.
And then once you moved out, we like actually started. We actually started the channel.
Well, I like moved out for almost a year. And then I was going to move back to do school again.
Right.
And we were like, we should do this time.
Yeah.
Because we've been talking about it for like a year and a half.
Yeah. But anyway, we started it, and kind of what we were trying to capture is when we were younger, we would always do like on somebody's birthday, we would always go over, we'd go to Best Buy or Blockbuster or whatever, rent a game for the night, and like just hang out and beat it. So what we wanted to capture kind of that fun energy of like we're just hanging out, you know, playing games because we'd always laugh and have fun.
Which fun side note there. We all did that for Dead Space 2, Miles included. The night it was out. That
was it the thing of who got to play Dead Space first? Was that when we did the GTA?
The crash contest.
Who could do the best car crash?
I won.
That sounds like a great Let's Play video we should do at some point. Anyway, so we were trying to capture that. And so then Brody and I were doing great and going right along. And then we asked Steve... I can't remember exactly. I came home...
Podcast.
Yeah,
it was
came home
social
for
media on
something.
E3.
Yeah, and you and I talked, and I realized you were like into what we were doing, and so I asked you if you could help us on E3. You did the social media, you jumped in on the podcast for that, and then you've been around. And then when we started doing Fortnite videos, like the original, like the Save the World mode, we brought you in online to do that in a Let's Play, and then eventually Miles even got in on that.
Yep.
So anyway. Do we, to get to the real question, I don't know that we'll ever go past 4.
We'll probably have random friends come in and
yeah.
play with us.
We've been reaching out more to people that are established streamers like Jeremy from 8-Bit Gamesters and Friendly Fire Games. So we're more open to that right now. I would say.
Like collabing with some
yeah.
people.
Somebody that also has a reputation to uphold, that has things
some stake into it.
Yeah.
We you know, if we ever get to a point where we want to grow, I think the most important thing for us is like me and Brody are best friends. We've gone back a long time. You and I are really good friends. We've been hanging out a lot recently. So like I would hope that we could just bring in another friend, you know, and just kind of keep that whole, because the whole thing, what's entertaining about this is we're all friends, and so we all hang out and talk. And,
it's pretty
and
much
this is real, you know.
Yeah,
So,
it's something, especially with live streams. It's something that we don't go into it thinking, how will we make this good? Like, what can we do to entertain you guys? We go into it being like, hey, we want to play some Destiny. Let's stream it.
Let's make it
so.
fun,
So it's pretty much just us as friends hanging out, playing games that we wanted to play, talking about things that we would talk about anyway. And it's just a cool coincidence that we are able to share it with you guys as well. But we are open to collaboration with other channels.
So I guess to answer your question, Rose, directly, you as a sub, you're already a chortler. But we'd love to collab with you if you want to reach out to us. We can work something out. The other kind of the catch with us is we're basically streaming everything through PlayStation.
Yep.
And then there's the occasional thing we'll do through an Elgato on Xbox or Switch. But we're not doing any. We don't really have any way to do PC. You've got a PC that can run a couple games, but that's a whole other deal. So anyway, all right. And Kaylin just said, does Miles actually like fish?
No.
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 He likes to pretend that he really loves fish.
He will swear up and down that he does. I would say that he would enjoy fishing, but he does not.
I don't think he would.
I mean, he likes being outdoors and being in like a peaceful place. So I think he would enjoy fishing to an extent, but not nearly as much as he does. It's a bit that he is committed way too far to, which I still don't understand. Yes, Miles is actually back here in a morph suit. You wouldn't be able to see him because everyone blends so well, but no, that's not actually.
What up, Inferior? While we're on the subject
Inferior.
of Miles, Rose also asked on Discord, who's the most likely to streak outside?
Miles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. No one else would. I'm going to scroll back up here and see. Is there? All right, here we go. Kaylin on Discord. A lot of these are coming from the same people, and I apologize.
Commit die. We'll look for it. Jake compiled everything together. He's asking about his question.
About
that he sent
K-pop? Or did you just send it?
Commit die was your question about K-pop, because we already answered.
I'm pretty sure I wrote down that it was from K-pop.
Okay,
And we just answered that. Oh, your I am fat question? I didn't write that down because I didn't want to answer that. You are. I am. You know, we're all fat, and it's just the way we are. Let's see.
If you're over 1 pound, you're fat.
If you're over 1 pound.
Oh my God, 50 messages in the Discord.
There are a lot of PokeChat is blowing up on the Discord right now.
Is it Oh my god, dude, that makes me so frustrated.
About PokeChat?
Yes, it won't do it in the stupid channel I made for it.
Brody made a channel specifically to say, hey, PokeChat, here's your box, just to hang out and play in your box, and it doesn't play in its box.
The rest
Not
of
even a
Discord is
channel.
infected.
I've made like 4 channels for it, and it never posts in it. I don't understand.
Someone else asked, do you ever go back and enjoy your own content? So, and then they also kind of add, I assume Jake does because he has to edit it, but, you know, really, I wouldn't even call it that because at that point I'm creating the content.
You've also watched it probably like 20 times at that point.
Yeah. I even still, like, I'll edit it, and then at some point, Lee Allison, who has not seen it, I will watch it with her and see her reactions and gauge a lot off of that. But what about you guys? Do you guys ever watch what we put out?
I sometimes do. I watch the podcast on Fridays when I'm doing other things. And I mean, if there's particularly funny videos, I'll share them with my friends occasionally, and I'll watch them with Anna when she hasn't seen any. But
and that's not really vanity because, especially for you guys, y'all were here for the Let's Play, but like you have no idea what I took and did with it.
Yeah, I always watch the Let's Plays because I'm always curious to see what Jake did with them.
Yeah.
Like, was it Monday's Rec Room?
Monday's Rec
I
Room,
cannot wait for that video.
I can't either. I haven't
That's
edited
gonna be
it yet.
so good.
Yeah, that one's going to be a lot of fun. But Brody, what about you?
I listen to the podcast like while I'm working and stuff. I haven't watched a ton of the Let's Plays just because time lately. But I have gone back and like watched like a couple of our like baby's first channels videos like Fury and Inside.
Fury, oh gosh, yeah. I was thinking about Inside
is still
today.
like my channel, like channel baby to me.
Really?
It's such a good series to me.
Oh yeah, it was great. I loved it. I thought you meant like it was bad because it was a baby, and I was like, no, man, it was
love
great.
it. It's like because we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, those are a lot longer because I had
they're like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I hadn't quite figured out like 10 minutes is about as much as you can hope for from a Let's Play. But anyway, all right, we'll move on from that. Rose on Discord asked, does anybody have any secret talents?
I mean, I guess if there's anything that anyone in chat wouldn't know is that I used to play guitar.
I was just about to say, Brody can play guitar.
Brody's musically inclined.
Brody is musically inclined.
Yeah. Artsy fartsy.
I used to play bass guitar, and I used to really enjoy that.
I used to play saxophone, but I don't know if that's like a hidden talent or anything like that. I'm trying to think if there's anything like just really weird. I don't think so. I don't think
there's
I
like
have any
a
weird
tongue
talents.
roll. Can you not roll your tongue?
No.
Like,
I can do.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
But can you do the clover? Brody can. Look at that.
No, can't
That's
do that.
impressive.
secret talent.
I mean, you say secret talent. I've mentioned that I write or used to, so that's not really a secret talent.
It's a public talent.
It's a public talent. I mentioned dodgeball, so you all know that I'm as athletic as a cat, or agile as a cat.
It's athletic as a cat.
Athletic as a cat. Yep.
Wow.
But I don't know.
Playing flute's not too weird, Aaronator.
Oh, no,
and it's not weird at all. Miles played clarinet.
Clarinet.
in high school.
Clarinet.
Yeah.
With my my wife.
My wife.
My wife.
Why?
Okay, this is a good one that I skipped over earlier because I wanted Brody to be here for it. What are your top 5 video games and top 5 movies?
Oh my God. Movies is easier for me.
Okay.
We've had this discussion before. I don't know if I could say in any order, but I can say a number 1. We're just gonna say Lord of the Rings is 1. It counts as 1.
Okay.
So it's in my top 5.
Okay.
Inception is definitely up there. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is definitely up there.
Okay.
This is a list I would have needed to compile before.
Yeah.
You both have access to the Discord and saw what was coming.
Well, you know what? I've been doing other things, Jake. It's fine.
I have too. I'm just saying.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World is my number 1. And we've talked about this before. Because when I get the question, what is your favorite movie? To me, it's like, okay, what movie could I go watch right now, no matter how many times I've seen it, and just enjoy it,
right?
Have a good time. And it's Scott Pilgrim versus the World, because it's basically the perfect movie. I've seen that movie so many times. It's got good action. It's hilarious. The editing is great. Like, the directorial style is so good. So.
For movies, I don't know that I don't know that I can pick like a definite number one, but I'll say like a top 5 just randomly. So, Dark Knight, those are great. It's not Inception, but it's another one of his movies. Prestige.
I still haven't seen it.
Very
magician?
good movie. It's
Yeah.
the one about the magician, and it's a whole lot
Hugh
of
Jackman
trickery.
and Christian Bale going against each other.
Yep.
Hey Ish, don't remind me of Cade.
We're mourning. We're still
mourning.
mourning.
We're still mourning.
Avengers 1 was one of the most amazing movies ever. Followed closely by Civil War. That was a really good one. And then I'm trying to think of another movie that I just really, really love and identify with.
Lego Movie. Add that in there. I love Lego Movie.
You know, actually, that's a pretty good one.
That's so good.
It's a really, really fun. I'm going to throw that in there for mine. That's a great one. All right. Brody, you got any?
I couldn't answer movies. Games.
Yeah, why don't you start us off on games then?
Nier is like one of my favorites, mostly because soundtrack. The gameplay is really fun too.
Oh gosh,
I don't know. It's gonna be so hard. I would rank 3 Legends of Zeldas at the top, but I'll just put them at the same thing. I'll put them as like separate things.
So like Legend of Zelda, just as a thing.
But Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Breath of the Wild were all really good.
Yep.
Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda. I haven't played Breath of the Wild.
Is that where you started? Was that your first one?
It was my first home console Zelda. Everything else was like Minish Cap.
I got you.
Yeah.
See, I've always been told, because Wind Waker was my first Zelda, and when I tell people that I enjoyed it, they find out that was my first one, they're like, oh, that's why it was your first. You didn't know better. But
Ocarina was my first Zelda game,
and you still loved it. Yeah.
Growing up, I would have said Majora's Mask was my favorite, but I think like the older I've gotten, the more I just love like everything about Wind Waker.
Yeah, Wind Waker was really good. All right, so mine is Breath of the Wild. I'm going to say Kingdom Hearts 2, but really just like the Kingdom Hearts series. Witcher 3, amazing game. Destiny 2, it's one of my top 5 games.
Really?
I love it,
Of all time?
I love it.
You weren't going to buy it.
I know.
And then we abandoned you.
You guys convinced me to get it. I found a newfound passion and love, and you guys just
Well, if I knew you felt that way about it, I would have been like,
why the hell do you think I've been playing it all this long? I finally brought you back in. I knew it would happen. But anyway, I can't think of a 5th one, though. I'm just sitting here, I'm blanking.
Okay, while you think, let me go. XCOM 2, obviously. And
Fire Emblem would be up there for me.
Fire Emblem Awakening is up there. Final Fantasy Tactics. We'll just rope that in the strategy section because I love strategy games.
Oh, speaking of tactics, like when they were announcing all the Final Fantasy games, I was like, please bring tactics.
Oh, if they brought tactics, it would have been over. Switch bought. Like, for real. 100%.
You said that about so many games that they've announced, though, and you still haven't ordered one.
Well, I mean, I'm buying it for those games. When they showed Fire Emblem, I said, okay, I'm buying a Switch. But, like, I would have bought the Switch right there if they had told me, hey, Final Fantasy Tactics out now. I would have been like, great, I'm playing it tonight. But, so Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem Awakening, XCOM 2, Alan Wake. I haven't talked about that game a lot, but I love that game. It's so good.
And then I saw they were making a TV series, and I was like, Steven has to see this.
Yeah, and it's done by the guy who did Legion. That's the perfect pairing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Brody, everybody wants to know how your gains are going. Sorry to interrupt you, Steven.
Gains,
but
I mean, I guess they're good. My endurance has gotten a lot better, and I can actually run without like getting tired after a minute. And I don't know. I haven't like increased my weight a lot. I'm not trying to like build at the moment.
But you're not losing.
It's going good. I've lost like 2 or 3 pounds so far, which I thought like was kind of sucky. But my parents.
No, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we're like
losing
muscle weighs more than fat, so you're probably building.
You're
muscle.
building a lot, and you're losing.
Last one for me. I know that probably wasn't top 5, but I'm just kind of hitting some that I haven't usually talked about. Bastion.
That's a good one.
I forget about that game. I listened to the soundtrack a little bit this week, and I was like, oh man, I need to talk about Bastion more. That game to me, it's by Supergiant Games. It's an indie game that was so really well liked, critically well received. It sold well. When I think of the argument of, do you think video games are art?
Right.
But my response is always play Bastion.
Yeah.
If you like video games, you should play it at some point in your life because it's that good.
Yeah.
But that's definitely
It is really good.
Yeah.
All right. What are your opinions on the whole loot box controversy?
That sucks.
Yeah. I don't think there's anyone that could defend it.
Yeah. I think that, honestly...
Unless you went at it as like it helps developers like create further content or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because they say it's more expensive to make games now, and part of the alleviation of that is monetization, adding microtransactions, all that kind of stuff, so that game prices don't go up from 60. And I'm over here just like, it doesn't seem worth it when the game itself suffers. So it's like you're charging me less for a game that ends up being something I don't want.
This is my thing with those sorts of things. I don't like loot boxes. I'm okay with microtransactions. Like if you in Destiny say, "Hey Jake, here at Eververse this week we've got this collection of armor and emotes that you can buy right now for $2."
Yeah.
But it shows you. It says, "Here's the whole package, kit caboodle," or it piecemeal it. Here's this helmet or this emote that you want.
Destiny does have that it like shows you what you're gonna get.
No. It's still
a random roll.
It's still random roll. Yeah.
It's still a random. They show you the matrix of like
Yeah.
what you have potential to do.
So that's what Anthem is going to do. You always know what you're paying for.
Right.
So there will be microtransactions, but
that's what I think it should be, because I'm all for the gaming is more expensive.
Yeah.
You need to offset that. Whales are going to support that, but what I'm saying is I would be more willing to participate if I could just piecemeal. I want that emote. Here's my silver that I buy silver to buy specific things and whatnot.
Outside of that, I don't like loot boxes, especially if they're linked to progression. But the bigger problem that I have is games that try to overstay their welcome. And I've been noticing this more and more with games like Far Cry, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Really, any game that has some kind of online component. Because Far Cry 5, I mentioned this, I think when I was playing with Kalen a little bit, they've been releasing guns. And I'm over here thinking, okay, but I bought this day one. And I played through the story. Sure would have liked to have a lever action shotgun when I played through the story.
Right.
Released the whole package. This is one thing that's so refreshing about Spider-Man. I don't feel like it's trying to overstay its welcome. It is all there. It's ready to go. And so I hate that trend that's happening, especially with Ubisoft. EA is probably doing it too. Ubisoft is very guilty of it. But I just, when I buy a game, I want the whole game there so I can experience it as intended the first time. Because chances are, I'm not going to New Game Plus a game.
Right.
Usually not.
There's not often that I like go back and replay games. Honestly.
Yeah.
Unless I just really enjoyed it.
And that's
but like.
Hey, go ahead. Keep going.
I think loot boxes kind of just suck. If they're gonna do them, I'd rather them do it like. Fortnite has like way too expensive cosmetics, but at least you know what you're getting when you buy it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But like how it is with like Overwatch and stuff is like you just have to open a loot or like a loot box in a game or whatever and hope that you get like whatever skin you want, especially if it's during a timed event that's only 2 or 3 weeks.
Like Overwatch?
Yeah, you have to grind the shit out of it and hope that you get what you want. Or you could just I don't know, buy like 50 at one time for like $40 if you want to do that.
That's crazy.
But still, maybe not even get all the skins that are part of the event
That you want.
Yeah. It sucks.
That's the worst part of it. Let's see. Rose asked, were there any other questions that came through chat?
No, not really.
All right, cool. Rose asked, if you could be in any game in any world, what would it be and why? I'd want to be in Witcher, I think.
Really?
I'd want to be a Witcher.
That does not...
You'd get like mauled by
whatever. I'd be a Witcher.
Whatever. How do you know you'd be a Witcher? How do you know
I'm
you would
saying,
be the townsperson that gets like...
What game world and what would you be?
You'd be dead if you were in the Witcher world. That's what you'd do.
Hey! I'd want to be a Witcher in the Witcher world, or just Link in Breath of the Wild.
I would want to be. I don't know about specific world, but I would want to be somewhere that where I had superpowers. Like I would want to be a superhero in a video game.
Oh, perfect. Saints Row 4.
No, that's okay. I'm good. Brody?
I don't even know. I'd say Wind Waker would be cool. All the islands are really nice, but
everything's flooded.
The entire world's flooded, so that kind of sucks.
Not the entire world. You have all those islands to explore, and you could probably go past the barriers, see what's out in the great beyond.
There's nothing beyond that.
Well, that's true, but you could definitively say that. Vlad asked, "Why would you want to be a Witcher?" Because Witchers are awesome. Okay. Someone else asked, "Who loves pineapple on pizza?"
I think that was Rose too.
Yeah, it was Rose. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever eaten pineapple on pizza. Besides Hawaiian pizza that's like ham and pineapple.
Well, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Every single time Jake.
That's good. Yeah.
Every single time Jake comes to record or stream once a month that he does.
We order
pineapple pizza. It's Hawaiian pizza. It's got ham, bacon, pineapple, and it's tradition.
And actually, the place that we get it from, they also usually put on like red peppers, which I think is like the next level.
I think it's gross.
Of Hawaiian pizza.
Calories?
No, it's Domino's. But Steven hates it.
It's gross. Don't tamper with perfection.
No,
Icarus flew too close to the sun, and look what happened.
That was just the right height of flying. Let's see. This was a funny question, too. This also came from Rose. Who has the most talent in cooking to rival a housewife? I immediately, before we started this, mentioned this question to Steven, and I was like, it's me. Because I do all the cooking in our house. I edit a cooking TV show, for God's sakes. I know how to cook.
Are you on the cooking TV show?
Actually, yes.
The one time I saw you on the cooking TV show.
I play a Dumbo who didn't know how to make pizza,
exactly.
But I was on, and I do know how to cook.
And the person you learned to cook from was on the TV.
He was on the TV.
He made the Gordon Ramsays.
The Gordon Ramsay.
I cook a pretty good bit, but yeah, Jake's probably better than me.
I'll cook without Alexander and I usually just cook everything together. So I don't know.
What music do we listen to?
Everything.
Kalen says he loves old school rap and rock.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have a lot more extensive music taste than I do, so I'll go first.
Yeah.
If you just want to like a general like what genre, I like alternative music, and I've started to like indie. I like songwriter type stuff. Yeah. I like chill music that's very calm. Occasionally, I like some more pepped up stuff. Like I really like Mumford and Sons, and they've got some pretty upbeat songs. But like it's nothing just like whatever. There's nothing like that. It's all fun stuff. So that's what I like. Go ahead. You guys are the musically inclined ones.
Brody?
I think ours are, besides like a couple of genres, are probably pretty similar.
Probably pretty close, yeah.
Stuff like Medion and Porter
Is
Robinson.
Is it Medion?
Medion or Madion?
I always thought it was Madion because Medion was too close to Medea, and so I was always afraid of getting misunderstood.
That, Porter Robinson is really good. Rock, alternative, rap. I like to listen to a lot of Tyler, the Creator, and Brockhampton.
I don't listen to a lot of rap.
I was going to say, I don't like rap at all.
R&B.
I like Chance the Rapper a lot.
Yeah. R&B, like Frank Ocean and Daniel Caesar.
Really good. I like a lot of rock. I like some metal. The Killing Floor soundtrack, for example, I've talked about it a lot. I like a lot of people listen to rap to get hype. I listen to just metal guitar, basically, like anything that's just.
I could do like a lot of it. If I listen to like the Doom soundtrack, I could get pretty hyped.
Yeah, that's one of my go-tos. Doom Slayer, I think is what it's called. That's one of my go-tos. No, it's Rip and Tear. That's what it is, Rip and Tear.
Gotcha.
But I also like Mute Math is one of my favorite bands right now.
I love Mute Math.
Mute Math's so good. I like bands that every single member of the band in their instrument has the opportunities to shine. Like I love bass guitar that really shows up in music, and so Mute Math is definitely like that.
I remember that one song from Mute Math that like their new album came out, and that night I came to church and I was like, Steven, you have to listen to this.
Was that Odd Soul?
I think so.
Yeah, it was so good. Odd Soul by Mute Math, one of my favorite albums of all time. It's so good. I also like music where it sounds like the band is having as much fun playing it as I am listening to it.
Yeah.
Walk the Moon is a good example of that. Walk the Moon's
It's
great.
They're good. They're really
love
good.
Walk the
I like them.
Reliant K.
Yeah.
Reliant K is good. Okay, so the next question I'm going to ask, and I'm going to let y'all mellow on this, and I'm going to read some chat here.
Okay.
What's your biggest fear and why? So y'all mellow on that. Hannah, first off, you said you like country, but you're from England. How? Why? I don't understand. Please explain.
America, explain.
America, explain. Europe, explain. And then she also said, will you guys be doing a giveaway on one of your shirts? Because I low-key can't buy them.
We talked about it.
We have talked about it. I think when I ordered my batch of shirts, I got an extra one or two. So I'm totally up for that. Again, the logistics of that working, I don't fully know or understand yet.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in doing something like that.
Yeah.
So stay tuned and we'll see if we can do something like that.
Brody, what's your biggest fear?
In like a fear sense, I don't know. That didn't make sense.
Like, are you asking?
in a
Like what
way
you're-
too deep way, failure. I guess that's why I keep
Retweet.
I'll like start drawing again and be like, this sucks, and then I stop.
Yeah.
And it's just because like, I don't know. Failure, if you want to get like really technical
That's
with
how
it,
I
but
am
if you want to
with
get like
writing, yeah.
biggest actual fear, I mean like failure sucks a lot, and I just need to get over it and like draw and like
Yep.
do all the things that I want to do. But like somebody breaking into my house,
Oh, that is
like
a
a
legit
robber.
fear.
Home
Yeah.
invasion,
I
yeah.
like have nightmares sometimes about like robbers for some reason. I don't know why.
Failure, big time. Always feeling of inadequacy, not being good enough, exacerbated by depression, all that kind of stuff. I deal with that a lot.
Hey man.
What?
Hey man.
Oh.
Hey, I thought you said, "Hey man." I was like,
Hey, man.
Hey man. Like I was like, what?
Nico, let's go bowling.
You know, there's a Easter egg of that in Spider-Man.
Really?
There's Nico and Roman in an apartment
God.
building, and
Oh
they're
my
like,
gosh.
yeah, it's great.
That's hilarious.
But I don't like spiders. I'm not a fan.
Fair enough.
we can no, keep going.
I don't like heights. Like flying in a plane, being in an enclosed space high up doesn't bother me, but like being
On like a tightrope or something.
like something where
In a
it's
ropes
like
course.
if I f up enough, I'm dead. Like that.
To
that
put it
scares
lightly,
me.
I don't like being in situations where if I f up a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
I'm dead. That's funny. My biggest fear to like be on like an emotional level with you guys would be the unknown. I hate not
Yep,
knowing things. I hate not knowing how things are going to work out. Leah Allison and I recently have been going through this issue of her finding a job, and that all has worked out now. But I tell you what, I can't remember exactly how long it was. Maybe a year between her graduating and getting a job was so stressful for me. And I tried, and she may not even know that it was that stressful for me. I tried to just kind of contain it and go with it, but in the back of my mind, I hated not knowing,
Up there
what
it
was going to
sucks, dude.
happen, where it was going to go.
to find a job up there. And
Yeah.
the only reason I did was because it was delivery driving.
Right. But that's a big fear. But to get on the what are you like? What things are you afraid of? Hate spiders. Spiders are probably number one thing I see. If I see a spider, it dies, and that's a general rule. I also don't like clowns. I'm pretty much anything that you can think of that would be in a horror haunted house.
Yeah.
Just check that off the list for me. I'm terrified.
Kaylin
but
asks a good question.
what are your go-to beverages?
I
like it.
basically just drink water, but I'm not going to be that basic.
Say water lately.
Yeah, if I go to restaurants, I get water. If I go to the grocery store, I get bottled water. But
Mine's just water because I've been trying to be stupid healthy. But if I want to pimp out and get something, Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Jack and Coke, baby.
I also like orange cream
Double
soda.
shot of Jack and Coke.
See, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not like an alcohol guy.
I'm not
I'll,
either.
I'll
I thought
drink.
you were about to say
I'm not an alcoholic.
I'll drink if we're with friends or something, but I never have anything just sitting
No,
around.
honestly, that was me joking.
Yeah, I like-
that's my go-to alcoholic
Yeah.
drink. But in general, I really gotten into LaCroix lately.
You really
Yeah,
have.
and it's
That's-
LaCroix. I
You-
really
you-
like
you-
LaCroix.
You have all of the beverages in the world to answer, and you just say, I hate myself, so I drink a lot of LaCroix water. Like,
It's actually LaCroix.
I
I
know it
jokingly
is.
say LaCroix.
I know it is.
You know.
Anna drinks LaCroix. I can't hate on it too much.
I tried LaCroix,
great.
and like,
What
it
one
just
did you
tastes
try?
like
what one
really
did you try?
bitter water.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember what
bitter
stupid
water.
flavor
It's bitter
it was.
water.
So I had lime. That's the first one I tried. It's Sprite, which I love, without the sugar. Is all it is. That's all it is, and it's great. And I love
It's-
it. And
okay.
I've branched out. I've had some flavors, did not like. I think it was mango and apple or something. Not a fan. Not a fan. But, you know.
Sparkling water tastes like TV static.
It
Yeah,
does.
kinda,
It does.
kinda.
I like orange cream soda a lot. Really, cream soda. I'm a cream soda.
Oh, I
fan.
do like cream soda.
Yeah.
And root beer.
Alexander's, like,
Root beer's another one.
favorite thing is cream soda.
Yeah.
It's really good. I can't drink too much cream soda, though, or I get a headache. Like, real bad.
Headache?
Like,
I feel
like
you get sick
migraine
from
level.
Sugar before a headache.
That may be what it is,
Who
honestly.
next?
All right, next question coming from Discord, and I'll just say, if you want to drop questions in the live stream now, this is the time to do it because this is the last question I got from
Is it
Discord.
really?
It really is.
Wow.
What makes an open world worth hours upon hours of your time?
That was a good one to save for last.
Yep.
So while we're answering this, because we probably have a lot to say about it, get your questions in.
Get your questions in now, boys.
Well, two things come to mind for me when I think of that. How you traverse the world, and I think this, of course, because of Spider-Man. Because you're going to be spending so much time in the open world, how you get around within it is going to make or break your experience within it. And then, of course, what there is to do. Spider-Man is kind of my go-to for an open world right now. Spider-Man and Far Cry 5 were both very good with the open worlds they created. What'd you do?
What are you laughing at?
What are you doing? Getting dailies, dude?
No, I'm inviting somebody who commented on the Destiny live
okay.
stream
Oh.
to the clan because they asked.
Gotta see what the dailies are today.
I gotta check out this Destiny clan.
Jake's
thing.
over here on the Destiny app. You're even worse than I was.
Look, man, I'm just inviting somebody.
Yeah.
Keep going. I didn't interrupt your
But
story.
Spider-Man does it well because there's the right amount of things to do. The missions take place within the open world, so it always feels like you're never closed in a way. There's so much character within the city because, like, I went to a park and saw these people doing yoga, and of course, being Spider-Man, I finger gunned them, you know, because you
Yeah,
got to.
why
You're
not?
Spider-Man.
Just give him a little finger bang.
Okay.
Okay. But traversing the world is so fun. There's so many Easter eggs. There's so much personality. And that's really the stuff that I like. Because when in an open world, I want to be able to explore and be rewarded for exploration. Far Cry did a pretty decent job of that. It could have done better. But Far Cry, like, you could run around and find a cave, and there was stuff to find in the cave. There was a haunted house. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
So really, it's all about how you get around the world and what there is to see, for me anyway.
Yeah, Spider-Man does a good job of the gameplay loop of swinging is addictive. I mean, you haven't done any missions. That's wild.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like lots of side quests, meaningful side quests. Witcher 3 is a great example of, there's on each place there's so much you can go do. There's caves to explore. There's monsters to fight. All of this is leveling you up. All of this is potentially getting you better gear. So that's what I look for. I need stuff to do, and it needs to be meaningful in some way. So,
Yep. Birdie?
Brody, what makes an open world game great for you?
Traversal, stuff to do that's not just
Time consume, like, time sink, yeah.
like a lot of the stuff to do in Breath of the Wild was just like fun. You'd kind of get just like lost in like exploring the world. So I guess how well designed it is. Not just having like, we have a big map.
Yeah.
Like,
But having stuff in the map and having
Yeah.
it look interesting and
Yeah.
So we're getting a bunch of questions now. Was that all you wanted to cover on that subject, or?
I guess to add to that, to what I said earlier, personality is really important to me because I bragged a lot about Division and the way it does. Division, I would not say is one of the better open worlds out there, but it does a really good job of giving New York personality. Like, when you are within the Division world, you feel like they've created this situation.
Right.
Where like if you see cops hanging from a ceiling, you know, oh shoot, Rikers are here. Because they've got a vendetta against cops. And you might find piles of corpses that are burning, you know, cleaners have been through here. It does a really good job of giving not only the city, but the situation a lot of personality.
Right.
So I really like that. It's kind of a storytelling without narrative, in a way.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Environmental story.
Environmental story, yeah. Kaylin asks, are you still a consumer of Pina Oreos?
Have you been able to find any more?
I have not. But I haven't looked that much because Anna gives me looks when I go to the cookie aisle.
Should we
she knows
reach out to Oreo to see if they can send us some Pina Oreos?
Absolutely, we 100% should. Everyone's.
I mean, I'm kind of being serious right now.
Do I look like I'm joking?
Just send them
Yeah, we should just send them an
a
email.
DM on Twitter and be like, how many retweets for like
A box of Pina Oreos.
a
Yeah.
box?
A
No, dude,
lifetime
shoot.
supply.
A lifetime supply.
Yes. No,
So I want a quote for box and lifetime supply. Give me a retweet
give me one of
number.
both. Yeah. No, I love Pina Colada Oreos. I still eat them when
Just
I can
haven't found them.
I haven't really looked lately, but I figured they were probably out of season.
I'm gonna and then Vlad asked, "What would be your perfect game?" Think about it. Think about it.
I've already got. It's like our boxes to check. So
Well,
we gotta,
okay, yeah, good point. Well, here, let me. Kaylin also asked, "Who were your first 10 subscribers?" And
Probably friends.
I was about to say, in all honesty, it was probably friends. Like I know Lee Allison's probably one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Alex Ann's
Me,
probably one of the
Alex
first
Ann.
ones.
I wasn't even in the top 90.
Yeah, probably
I
not in
think.
the first 10. And to be honest, even then, Kaylin, I don't know because only a certain percentage of subscribers I get notifications when people. I only get notifications when some people subscribe
Yeah.
because there's a thing in your settings that lets you show what you're subscribed to. And so if you don't have that checked and you subscribe to somebody, I'll never know who you were. I'll just see the number go up.
The earliest two I remember was Jaeger, who occasionally he'll show up in
He hasn't been around in a while, but he.
no. Jaeger was one of the earliest ones. He joined us for our live streams of
Some horror things.
He was there for Amnesia.
Amnesia was like the first time he popped in, and then there was an older person than that who used to get really excited when me and Lee Allison played that space game, Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time, and his name was
Lemon. Lemon. I forgot about Lemon. Yeah.
Yeah, and Lemon used to comment on like everything,
Every single
and then
one of
like
those.
if we didn't do a Lovers in Space Time video for
He would
like
comment
2 or
on the
3
next
weeks.
one and be like, "Where the heck the
Yeah.
love is in a space time?" So that's funny. But yeah,
Those are the earliest two I remember.
it's hard to keep up with those when I don't get notifications from people. But it's great too because this year especially we've gotten people like you who are watching it or in chat now who are engaged, and you're on our Discord and you're just following us on social media. You're interacting with us in the chat, and I mean, I can't tell you how much that's changed the game for us having some people interact and be here with us, and want to see and want to hear our content. So we appreciate you guys. I mean, that's why we're doing this. So
It's weird thinking because we didn't really start streaming until Monster Hunter in January. That was kind of when we started, like actively streaming.
right, yeah, somewhere in that time.
And back then, like, it's weird to think that I would get excited when I saw one person comment in, and it's like how far we've come in like half a year.
Yeah,
it's just really cool to see how you guys have done that for us.
all right, perfect
Get
game.
to sit through mine and Jake's live streams a
Yeah,
couple of times.
we
We
just
played
by
like
ourselves.
Splatoon and
Yep.
like Amnesia, and like no one would comment.
Yep, there's no one there.
Worst habits.
Well, do you want to do that, or you want to go ahead and knock out your perfect game?
I haven't even been thinking about perfect.
Yeah, let's do worst habits.
Worst habits.
So glad. I chew my fingers. Do you also do that?
I was gonna say chew my fingers, but it's a product of I cut my fingernails too short, and that's something my dad has always done, and so I've always thought that was like how like my dad is always like if there's any white on your finger, that's like when you cut your fingernail, so that there's no white showing. And so I've always done that, and now as an adult, I can't stop, but I realize it's probably not what I should have done.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I share that.
Can you drive?
And then Hannah asked, "Can you drive?" Yes.
Yeah, we all drive.
Yes, we all drive.
I drove here.
We don't live in a big city like New York or something like that. We live in a. Thank you.
I have a hair. I don't know whose it is.
It's probably mine. We live in an area where you kind of have to drive.
Areas, yeah. There's not like other stuff. Oh yeah, we're not answering that question about dick sizes, Vlad. Actually, I thought we did.
Mine's like the size of a Tic Tac. So
Really?
yeah,
Oh.
just
Some on a live stream. I think it was Vlad asked
took
that.
seriously. Really? Okay.
Okay.
That's what I looked like.
Vlad asked that though on a live stream, and me and I was like, I'll give you a free one there. But that's probably Brody is the biggest one. So anyway, let's see. Okay, do we want to talk about the Perfect World game?
Okay, so
you were like, I'm ready to go.
So for me, the perfect game, the setting would be something to do with, it'd be superpowers. I love superheroes. I love the concept of individuals having abilities, like X-Men. Like think that like everyone has a superpower. I like that concept. So it'd be something like that. It would be co-op.
Okay.
It would have an open world, or at least maybe a hub area. Actually, yeah, that's what it would have, a hub area to where you can link up like in Division and Destiny, and other players would not be able to ruin my experience by getting involved in the stuff that I do in the actual game area. So I guess think Anthem, Division, stuff like that. It would be class-based, to where the team would have to work together to do things. You'd have your healer roles, your tank roles, your damage roles, all those kinds of things. Yeah, stuff like that. Just a superhero game that is co-op with a good character creator. That's very important, and co-op role-based. That's really.
Mine would be an open world game where you have or can be a dragon. I would want a sword, a bow, but I would also want magic or superpowers.
Yeah, there's a game like that called Scalebound.
You should. There is a game like that. I would want magic or something like that. I also really like gear. Like, one of the things I've always loved about the Legend of Zelda series is there's always another piece of gear you're going to get. There's always the hook shot down the line you're going to get. There's always the boomerang, whatever. I really like that kind of stuff. And then some sort of pet companion. Like, obviously, maybe the dragon is that, but I also really like when, like, dogs, you can have a dog in a game. Yeah. I'm trying to think Fable, I think it was. There's in one of the Fable games, you have a dog.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. You have a dog with you that helps you out.
Also Fallout.
There's another one.
A lot of games have
Fallout
Dog
is
shot,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, and then you can like choose
You can
to
revive
save
it or your sister.
or the world. The whole world or like half the population dies, or you can save your dog. And it's like, save the dog, man. I don't know who are these people? It don't matter. I'm trying to think. There's another one that I really, really like how that worked, but I can't remember what it was.
We see you, Hannah. We'll ask that question next.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, that would be.
Brody, what about you?
I do like most. They're saying this
games.
describes most games. Yes, I do enjoy a lot of games, but none of them has all of it. So you know what I'm saying? What were you gonna say?
I said I'll just play y'all's games that you just made.
You want to fly? That's your thing.
Yeah, Brody just wants
Brody
to fly.
likes
Let
to
him
fly.
fly.
Give me a flying simulator.
Haley Allison, Hannah
Welcome to
asked,
Chili's.
what would your famous last words be?
Not today.
Mine would probably be, I got this. Jake, do you need a healing grenade? No, I got this.
So the way I'm going out is I'm gonna be walking down the street where this wouldn't make sense, and then suddenly arrow to the chest, and it's like what? And then I just keep getting shot with arrows, and I'm on the ground, and somebody's walking past me. It's etiquette. Like in movies, when someone's dying, you have to, be there with them, hold their hand and everything. And I would just go, with all my strength, I'd go, not today. And then I'd die right there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Brody, you got any famous last words?
Oh, Courtney's here. Hey, Courtney.
What up, Courtney?
Probably just like a ow or and then die. Probably nothing cool.
Let's see. Oh, Lee Allison says mine would actually be, wait, what? Let's see.
Courtney, do you have any questions for us? We're taking YouTube, the chat questions right now.
Hannah asks, how high can y'all jump?
Probably like 15 feet.
I can actually jump pretty high. I guess I should have listed that in Secret Talents. Because
Yeah, you can do flips sometimes.
I've backflipped in the sand before, which is actually really hard to do. I did that to impress a girl, and now I'm engaged to her, so hey, it worked.
Hey.
But I can jump really high. It helps in dodgeball. One of my favorite things that happens at dodgeball is we get this young blood, these kids that have never played with us before.
Blood?
Young blood, that's what you call people,
Okay.
like, the green as grass rookies, There's terms for it, Jake.
Okay.
And so we get them, and they've never seen us play, and they look at me and they think, oh, easy out. And so then they throw at me, and I jump a good 6 feet in the air. Probably not that high, but pretty high.
High enough that the ball is under you.
It's under me when they're aiming at my upper torso. And I tuck my legs, and then I land in this loud, just crashing sound to where my feet just echo in the whole room, and then everyone stops, and they're just like, oh. They're like, wrong answer.
Not today. That's funny. I can't jump very high either. So, that's all the questions we've had so far. Was there any other ones? If you asked a question earlier that we didn't answer, just
remind us. We've still got some time.
Yeah, I know. I blend in very well with the background. I'm in black. I put a light back here to kind of separate myself. You can see it's a little bit better than it was earlier.
And I'm about to peace out because I need to go get food and see my family.
Peace out, dude.
You're good.
It was good chatting to all you people. We will see you on live streams.
Yeah. Goodbye. Bye, Brody.
Bye, Brody. Fade into the darkness.
Let me see. Courtney asked, I'm going to ask a real original question here. What did y'all want to be as a kid when you grew up? Secret agent.
Okay.
I thought I would be a spy or an inventor. Those were the two. I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit while you answer.
Oh, gosh. What did I want to be when I was a kid?
I'm surprised it doesn't have something to do with archery.
It probably does. I don't know. I didn't think much about my future when I was a kid. It was just kind of like, hey, I'm dealing with enough today. Let's just... superhero? I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Just go ahead and say fireman, why don't you? Jesus.
I did want to be a police officer for like a day.
I feel like you and I could be a really good detective buddy cop.
We would make
show.
a great buddy cop show.
I mean?
We would, absolutely.
We really could do pretty good. Everybody's saying bye, Brody. Let me work back here. A lot of chat just went through there.
Yep, a lot of people saying bye. Would you ever do extreme sports like surf a tsunami or base jump in the Alps?
Okay, fun. I don't know if this counts as extreme sports. Well, I have skydived before. When I turned 21, for my birthday, I went skydiving. But I also ski. And so, I've done black diamonds and stuff like that. I really like skiing, so I don't know if that counts, but yeah, sure.
I would not do anything that had to do with heights, probably.
Right.
But I would try some stuff.
Stowe, I'm not going to say the name of the camp because I don't know if they would like that. Everybody's sad that Brody left.
Any weird childhood memories?
Weird childhood memories. Oh, man, I have a great answer to this. I just can't think of it. I know there's a bunch of, weird things I used to think as a kid that, I thought they were normal. Okay, here's a good one. I distinctly remember a day that I walked up to my mom, and I, grabbed her face like this, and I, shook it. Because I thought that my family had been replaced by gorillas. And I legit thought that my family was a gorilla. And so, yeah, I have a distinct memory of that. But
Brody slamming your face in a door? I slammed Jake's face in a door.
Yeah, Brody slammed my face into a door. So I'll tell that story. That was a funny story.
Okay,
so
do that. I'll be right back.
I have a younger brother who, hey, when you get back, tilt this camera up just a little bit. Or do it right now. Can you tilt that camera up a little bit? So I have an...
When I get back, there better be a question for me. Feeling left out.
Steven wants a question specifically for him when he gets back. So I had a younger brother, or I have a younger brother, and he was always bigger than me and a lot stronger. He had all the athleticism from our genes. But anyway, Brody and I were hanging out one day. This was when we were I couldn't have been more than 9 or 10. I don't really know. But anyway, my brother decided to chase me and Brody around the house with a hairbrush. And he was going to kill us with this hairbrush. And my brother has thrown a hammer like Thor style at my back before, so I knew to be afraid of a hairbrush. So me and Brody were running, and we ran into my room, and we were genuinely fearing for our lives here, so Brody slammed the door as hard as he could. He thought I had made it through, but in fact, he had slammed the door right into my face. So, like, actually right here, you can kind of see, like, there's like a little nudge right here or a scar right there. That is from Brody hitting me in the face with the doorknob. So, fun stuff. Let's see. Kaylin asked, Far Cry Yeti in real life or shark with legs? Which would scare you most? Personally, for me, a Yeti. I'll see what Steven says to that when I get back. Let's see. Vlad, you're talking about drinking something from a cup. Another weird memory I have is my dad used to do like chewing tobacco. And you know, when you do chewing tobacco, you spit it into a whatever you spit. So my dad had a Coke can bottle in his car that he was spitting into in whatever time. And so I was getting into his car to go somewhere, and we were thirsty. Like I had been with him for a while that day. I didn't see him spitting into that. And so I just grabbed the Coke bottle and just took a swig. And I was just like, wah! And so that was actually one of the things that made him stop doing chewing tobacco. But anyway, fun story. Yeah, Lee Alson's confirming that my brother is a little scary. We've got so many questions for Steven now. Steven, come on. We got questions for you.
We got questions for me?
Well, there's one that doesn't directly relate to you, but there's plenty after. But I want to hear your answer.
Okay.
Oh,
my God.
A Far Cry Yeti in real life or a shark with legs, which is scarier? I said a Yeti.
Like me right now?
You right now, today. If a Yeti or a shark with legs came in the door, which would you be more afraid of?
The Yeti, because the Yeti can rip the door off the hinges.
Absolutely, 100%. There you go. My logic is sound.
But whatever. Okay.
Courtney said, Steven, what got you into gaming? What's the best parts of gaming for you?
Oh, that's a good question. So when I was a kid, the first game I ever played, Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds on the PC. It was a strategy game that was basically a reskin of Age of Empires. Mm-hmm. I played that with my brothers, both of them. That's back when Aaron actually played video games sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It was just fun. I've always ever since I was a kid had a really big imagination, and it was just always fun to me to kind of be elsewhere.
Right.
Be kind of someone else.
Be in your own world.
Be in my own world. Which is one of the things that got me into writing. So that got me into gaming as a kid. Console gaming, got a PS1, played a lot of Star Wars games. Star Wars was hugely influential for me when I was a kid. We used to go over to my friend's house, my friend Patrick. We used to go to his house every week, multiple times a week, and play computer games. And it was the easiest way for me to be social.
Right.
I guess that's a large part of it too, because I've always been really shy and really introverted, but when I'm playing video games, it's the easiest way.
You come out of your shell a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I know you didn't directly ask me about it, but I'll answer that as well. My mom played games. Like, her friends in college used to give her their quarters to play Pac-Man, just to watch her play Pac-Man.
That's funny.
So, in a way, my mom was kind of like the original streamer, you know, if you think about it. But anyway, she had a Nintendo 64, and I played that. And then at some point, I saw a commercial for Kingdom Hearts and realized, there are other games or other platforms out there. So that's what really kind of kickstarted me into that.
I was not a Boy Scout, but
I was not. I was, and actually, this is a real good defining personality moment for me. At this church, we have a Boy Scout group that meets. Yeah. My parents needed to go somewhere, so they brought me here. Maybe they were going to church. I don't know what they were doing, but they brought me here to the Boy Scouts, and the Boy Scouts basically just babysat me. I really wasn't even there to sign up or anything. I was just there. That was the only thing I attended. I went to literally day one. It was day one of the whole thing. Did not go to another thing until the last day of that year. and they gave me an award for something, and I was livid. As a child, I was so angry. I threw a tantrum. I was like, why? Why are you giving me an award? I don't want this award. I didn't do anything with you guys. I don't want to be associated. Like, why? And to this day, I still get, like, frustrated a little bit when someone puts too much, like, praise and adoration on me.
You still have the award?
Like, what?
You still have the award?
No, it was paper. I threw it away. That's another thing. I hate paper awards.
Yeah.
They're dumb. If you're going to award me...
I could print out a piece of paper that just says I'm the president.
I don't want an award, like, in school. When you'd get, like, you know, academic excellence or whatever, they give you a little certificate, and it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? I can't do anything. But like, Beta Club, you get an award that's a pin. Love that. That's great. Thank you. I feel so accomplished.
Right.
But anyway, whatever. We'll move on. Let's see.
Do I ever plan to visit the old country in Italy? I would love to. Anna and I have talked about Italy. That's both of our number one when it comes to going to a different country.
Mine is Ireland, the homeland. Yes. I'd love to visit there. Then we're talking a lot about my drinking story.
Would I ever read my Naruto fanfiction to you? It's burned. It's gone.
I burnt it.
But
no longer
a caveat to that, if I ever start writing again and I actually get a grip on things and start putting out content, I will share it with you guys. I will have it public. It's not something I do for myself. It's always been something that I've wanted to share with the world. So if I ever get back into it, you guys will be the first ones to read it.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was one of the smartest kids in my high school, but there were only 42 people there, so I wouldn't really cough that up to anything.
Have you ever been a part of a LAN party? I would not ever compete in a team in esports, but for the first part of that question,
what is a LAN? I was going to say, what is a LAN party?
Oh, Jake, what's a LAN? Okay, you know, back before every game had online play for PC, you probably never played any PC games. Okay,
No.
Back in the day, what you had to do to play with your friends was you had to be like, hey, we're doing a LAN party over at Steven's house. Come on over, bring your computer.
We've got all jack in.
All jack in.
I understand.
This very church, Andrew from Friendly Fire Games, Mr. Scott, Daniel, all of us would do LAN parties. At a room in this church, we played Dawn of War, Dark Crusade, Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, all those kinds of games, RTSs. That's partly where my love for RTSs comes from. So all the LAN parties. Loved LAN parties. That was a huge part of middle school and high school for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, in the esports thing, I don't think, no offense to anyone else on this channel either, but, like, I don't know that we're good enough for anything like that.
We're not.
Like, I mean, like you and I, we've been talking about Gambit a lot recently. You and I was telling Allison today, you and I were so passionate about that. Like, we both really want to enjoy that mode, but it's so frustrating. But we get frustrated because we just, like, are passionate about it. But we had a hot streak there where we were doing pretty good.
Yep.
But anyway, it's one of those deals, like, I feel like at certain points I see us doing really, really good at something, but I still don't think we're quite to, like, a competitive level.
Yeah, we're not.
Like, I feel like I'm pretty good at Smash, and, like, I can beat most of my friends
I'm
who
honestly
play games like that.
Watching competitive players.
But competitive players are, like, on a whole nother level.
Honestly, with watching competitive players play Brawl and the new one.
Right.
The one before Ultimate. So
Yeah.
I've watched them. I've honestly been like, I could take some of these people. Not all of them. Some of them. But
You should do it,
maybe
Steven.
I'm better at Smash than I think, but no.
You should do it, Steven.
That would be fun.
Vlad, yes. Mr. Scott is like, what would you say, 40 or 50
He's in his
years
40s
old?
or 50s. He was kind of a mentor, kind of leadership role with the high school students and the college students here at this church. And so he just became friends with Andrew and Daniel from Friendly Fire Games.
And to be fair, they were like college
They were
students
college age, yeah.
when that happened.
And he's basically just a big kid.
Yeah.
He's got a young heart, plays video games, loves board games, loves anime, conventions, all that kind of stuff. So he just relates really well with the younger generations.
We're eventually going to do a Destiny 2 raid live stream.
And we're going to
try to get him because he's, number one, he's really good.
Yes.
But also he understands the raid inside and out. So
Yeah.
He would be a great guide for that. But anyway. All right. Any other questions? We've got maybe, I think, probably 10 minutes more to go because we've got some other stuff we got to do tonight. We are going to do another live stream, doing our normal stuff, playing some games. We haven't quite decided. I was maybe thinking Overcooked because we haven't done that in a while. That would be a nice on-screen thing. Yeah. But we'll play around. Yeah. If anybody has any suggestions, we only have one system, so it'd have to be something like Wizards of Legend or Overcooked or Enter the Gungeon. We haven't done in a long time.
That's true. Yeah.
Something like that we have.
I mean, if there's something you want to play too, you can just play and I can just do chat.
I mean, I'll tell you this: I want to play Spider-Man.
You want to play Spider-Man? Let's play Spider-Man.
I mean, hey, does anybody? Because I assume most of the people in the chat, y'all are going to be the ones that are going to show back up anyway. Yeah. Do you want to see me play Spider-Man? It would be replaying a lot of what Steven's probably already played, but it would be me, not Steven. So. Yeah. Let's see. We got some other questions. Stowe said reptiles or birds or fish or insects or spiders. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but birds.
Birds. Birds are awesome.
Birds are awesome. Lee Allison wants to know, Steven, what was your first impression of Jake? Because I thought he was certifiably insane.
I don't know if I can say my first impression of Jake to anyone other than just Jake, because I don't know if this story would be funny or not.
Please do. You've done it now. It's too late now.
So, oh man, now I'm on the spot. So it's a compliment. Like, it's a good story. So
it's a compliment. So when you have to start a story with this is a compliment.
I've told no one this. This has never left my lips.
I love this. I
thought about this. I thought about this a few weeks ago, and I was like, wow, that's really funny. The oldest memory I have of Jake is this. So back when I was younger, in like middle school, you were dating a girl.
Okay.
I also liked her.
Okay. All right.
And we went to lunch as a church group to some Mexican place, and I just remember thinking like, I want to hate this guy, but I can't because he's really nice.
Did it start with an S or an M?
M.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so funny. That's hilarious. Oh man. I love it.
So that's my first impression of Jake.
You couldn't hate me.
Couldn't hate him. Too nice.
Couldn't hate me. Yep. Too nice.
10 out of 10.
That is funny. That is funny. I don't know that I could recall like what my first memory of you is, but like I really know that we started to become friends when we did the mask. And so that's like where I really remember like thinking, okay, this guy's awesome. He's like, he gets what I'm trying to do here. And then we've gone from there. That's hilarious. Basically, Rousseau saying Spider-Man. Kalen wants an Xbox exclusive. I didn't bring my Xbox, so I apologize. So we may do Spider-Man. We'll toss
I'm cool with that. What would you guys like to see? Would you prefer to see something that's more couch co-op oriented? My thought is just a lot of those games that we mentioned, it's hard to keep up with chat, and I would be totally fine with just watching you play something and just keeping up with chat.
Yeah.
Lee Allison thought I hated you. Why?
Because you would always talk to me. Like
I'm just really shy. And okay, here we go.
She knows that now. Now.
To explain.
Stowe because really wants your attention. He said, "Steven."
What's up, Stowe? What's up?
So what you want? What you want? Lee Allison's saying Steven too, but she misspelled your name. Yeah, everybody's saying Spider-Man right now. So we may do some Spider-Man. It's the Spooderman.
Yeah, Vlad said he'll watch Spider-Man. So I have really low self-esteem. Always have. That's something that I deal with. That's something that plays into depression and everything. And so when it comes to people that I don't know very well or that don't talk to me, I don't talk to them because it's like I'm telling myself, you can't assume that they want to talk to you. So don't talk to them until they talk to you. Because it's like, I'm no prize. A conversation with me isn't a win.
I'm no prize.
So that's how I've always felt. And so that's why I don't usually initiate with people. I'm better about it now. But back then, it was always just like...
You're much better about
if someone talks to me, if it will be on PS4.
Yeah, wait, what?
The Stowe.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so Kaylin asked a really good question there. Movies or games on your list to play or watch, but you haven't yet? Mine, I still haven't beaten... this is hilarious. I still haven't beaten Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah. I'm probably on the last mission. When it first came out, I played it for the week, and then Breath of the Wild came out, and it was gone. It was history. Eventually came back to it, played through the rest of the game, was like, man, how did I walk away from this? This is great. Got to the last mission, or I was so into it that I was like, you know what? I'm going to really get into this, and I'm going to play all the side missions. I'm going to do all the other stuff. I'm not going to get to the end until I'm like done with everything else.
Right.
Then something else came along and swept me off my feet, and here I am. So that's a big one. I've got a list of like things that I need to replay because of my Switch, like Mario Odyssey. I need to redo.
So for me, Mass Effect.
Oh yeah.
I would love Mass Effect. I know I would, but I haven't been able to get into them because it's such an undertaking. Okay, go ahead, Stowe. Vlad says, I miss Brody. I was able to see where Jake's shoulders ended. What would we do in Ireland and Italy? Eat a lot of food.
I honestly, what I want to do is I want to go to an Irish pub.
Yep.
And I want to sing like shanties and stuff
With a bunch of Irish people.
with a bunch of Irish dudes. I actually want to be taking down some beer, drinking some whiskey, singing some Irish shanties.
No to Halo 5. Yeah, I just want to see the sights in Italy. It's a beautiful place with a lot of history, and that's just really interesting to me.
Yeah, we don't have an Xbox with us, so we couldn't do any of that tonight.
But Lee Allison, to your point earlier, I don't remember that, but I believe it.
And I'm sorry.
I'm just really shy, and I didn't know how to talk to people for a really long time, but now I'm better. Thank God. No to Minecraft.
Is this a question of what you have?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what else is on my list of things to play. Aw, you son of a bitch. I love you, man. Steven just said, hey, Jake, I got a question for you. I'm getting married in March. You want to be a groomsman? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I want to do that.
Cool.
That's good. That's good. I like that. That was a good, slick little move there. I thought you were just reading the chat, and I was like, he's blind.
How'd you know that was me?
How'd you know? How'd you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Can Jake sing Welcome to Minecraft? I don't know the words, but I'll make up a song.
There's a song?
Welcome to Minecraft. It's Minecraft. Yeah, we're gonna pick some blocks and make other blocks. We got blocks for everything.
Gonna get some blocks and get bigger blocks.
Dirt. We got a rock.
Dirt.
There's also a water block.
Halo
I don't
Wars
know
2.
how that works.
Yes. I have that on Games Pass. I didn't really play it but once, and it was kind of meh.
Woo, man, that was funny. Yeah, I don't know what the Welcome to Minecraft song is, but I like my rendition that I just did best.
There's my new niece. She was just born.
Oh, is that Aaron's?
That's Aaron's kid.
Oh, Addie Ray.
Hattie Ray.
Hattie Ray. Cute.
Oh, cute baby.
Cute babies. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to. Interesting. Oh, you knew about that, Leosin?
I asked her. I was like, "Hey, is this too far? Is this bad?" I was gonna get somebody to make a Far Cry 5 map.
That would have been really good.
Yeah.
That would have been really good. Yeah, Kaylin could have done that.
Yeah.
Kaylin could have done that.
I asked Kaylin for so much.
Let's see. Will Jake ever drop an album? You know, Kaylin, I'm kind of leaning on you for that. I know you've already put together a collection. Man, you send me an EP, I'll drop it. We'll drop it. We'll send out a hot mixtape.
Yes, Aaron's baby is here, but don't share. He said on the live stream.
Yeah, that's a bad idea to text you something like that on a live stream.
Yep.
But, sorry.
Because I just figured that was a little too extra. So.
Steven's not very extra.
I'm not.
Even on the proposal to Anna, I tried not to, because I'm very extra. I tried not to invade too much on you. I was just like, I'm gonna let him do what he wants to do. I'll be there to take pictures. We're gonna be good.
It went about 70% according to plan. So.
Yeah, let's see. What were we talking about you, Hannah? I don't know. All right. I think if there's any other questions, I'm gonna give a last call for questions.
Yep.
And then we're gonna end it. And we're gonna
last
get
call
set
for
up for some other
questions,
stuff.
and I guess Spider-Man is the game.
So far, I'm hearing Spider-Man.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that because I got a lot to do. I don't know how far you. Well, you've said you're close to beating it. I don't know how far you've gone on a stream, but It's going to be a lot of repetitive stuff, but see, like Steven said, he'll be here to read chat. We'll be on camera. We'll still have camera for that.
It's a fun, easy game to watch. Yeah, I put my glasses on instinctively, and I just realized, wow, for once my glasses aren't reflecting light back into the camera.
Yeah,
so
I mean, hey, we
nice.
did a pretty good light setup there. Well, Kaylin, I'm doing a last call for questions. So we got one more question. One more question.
I'm gonna scroll through Discord just to make sure we got every single one.
Okay.
And didn't we had one on Twitter, didn't we, from Stowe, or did he put it on?
I feel like it was also in the Discord.
Okay.
But Stowe, if I'm wrong, just let me know. We've had an interesting day here on Chortle Games. Brody replied to someone's tweet, and it got a whole lot of attention. And then your stream went really well today. It's been an interesting day.
This has been
It is almost my birthday. My birthday is Monday. Thank you, Lee Allison. I am still very blended. I should have thought through a black. I was thinking when I was grabbing this shirt this morning, I was like, don't grab green. Don't grab green. So I grabbed black. And then, of course, we're on a black screen for this.
That worked out.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Happy birthday to me. Hey. Yeah. Flad asked. Oh. Yeah, that was in reference to the dick question there, Kaylin. So apparently Brody's is the size of a Tic Tac. So, I don't know why it's that small.
The world's
Maybe
biggest Tic Tac. I don't know. I'm here. I'm not here.
I'm here. I'm not there. Oh man. All right. I think
we made good time with the questions because I think we actually got all.
I think we got everything.
Anything that we're missing? Because is there anything that we wanted to talk about going into this? Anything that you'd think would have been asked that wasn't asked?
I guess no. I think so.
Okay.
To wrap and start closing up this stream, I'll just say thank you guys, especially you guys who are still with us here in the chat. But just thank you if you've subbed to us this year. We, like I said earlier, I can't tell you the difference it makes for us. It's really encouraged me and Steven and I think Brody a lot to really just double down and try to provide more content and do more stuff. Try to do things quickly. We'll do a dab here in a second, Hannah.
Are we?
Why not?
It goes against my beliefs.
Okay, all right, I'll just do one.
Okay, Jake's gonna dab.
But anyway, I can't thank you guys enough, and we really do appreciate it. Mm-hmm. We want this. This channel is all about, like I said earlier, when me and Brody started this, it was trying to capture that you're hanging out with all your friends, playing a game, and just like the camaraderie and the fun that comes along with goofing around in a game and doing that, and that is for us, but also for you guys who are with us and a part of us this journey. Mm-hmm. So thank you for subbing. Continue to watch. Continue to comment.
Plans for the future: 1K subs and beyond.
So obviously we hope we'll eventually hit 1K. We're more than halfway there now. So once we hit 1K subs, we can actually become monetized again. When we started that wasn't even a thing we thought would ever happen. Yep. Really, honestly, when we hit 100, when that was the marker and that happened, we made like $2, I think, in a year. Mm-hmm. But that's exciting. That opens up the possibility for like more things. There is a discussion with my place of work that if Chortle Games can become a profitable piece of industry, that could become part of what I do on a day-to-day basis. So there's a lot of room for growth, and that's what's so exciting about right now is we've changed a lot this year, but we still have so much room to grow. Yep. We've only hit, we've been doing this for 2 years, so there's a whole lot. No, we did not even make 17 this year, so.
I will not floss. I can't do it. My little sister Laura is really good at it.
Yep.
But I can't. I don't even know how the legs and the arms. I can't dance. That's not one of my hidden talents.
That's not one of our hidden talents.
Yeah.
To keep going with what you were saying, Kaylin, like future plans, like one thing we'd love to do at some point is a live podcast.
I really would like to do live podcasts.
Later this year, we're doing a 24-hour live stream. Steven and I are really excited about that.
Yes, absolutely.
That is an exciting thing because that's all going to charity. That's all going for Extra Life. That's going to be using the channel in a good way, which I really like. That we can make a difference somehow with this. So I want to continue to do that, especially if it goes well. I want to continue to do those type of things. I've mentioned doing a live stream podcast at some point.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff to grow. I'd love to get to the point where we could do more Let's Plays as well. That's what we started the channel off doing. And obviously live streams have become a lot more successful and popular. But I still love the Let's Play part of it, and I hope we can continue to do more with
definitely.
that. But anyway, why does Logan get the short end of the stick? I'm not sure.
Stephen and Jake responded to him. So it's funny because
What is Tim saying?
he said you owe it to good bosses and good in-laws.
Oh, yes.
Again, with small world, that whole thing. Jake's father-in-law is
your boss.
one of my bosses. Yeah.
So my mother-in-law is Brody's boss, and my father-in-law is Steven's boss.
Yep. That's funny.
Funny. So, and Kaylin, you're asking, and Miles, I'm not sure what you mean on that. Miles, we hope will continue to be involved.
Miles is we try to involve Miles as much as we can, but Miles is just such a free spirit that does it. He lives in the moment, and so saying like, "Hey, Miles, would you like to do this thing a week from now?" He's like, "Whoa, I can't commit to an hour from now," just because he is so spontaneous, and so that's why when we actually get him in something, it's a big deal because he's just a free spirit, hard to lock down.
So anyway, Brody will eventually be joining us more often. He's on a weird work schedule right now. He works a lot of hours. He basically works like 12-hour days, and even then he travels during the weekends to come see Alex Ann, his fiance. So it's a lot harder for him to be involved. We've been in a season where Brody is available during weekends to stream and sometimes get together to do Let's Plays. We're about to transition out of that season again for a period of time. So anyway, Brody, I know I can speak for Brody because I think I've heard him say this before, but he wants to do more when he's going to be able to. So and now a lot of that'll change when Alex and his fiance once they get married and move in together. That's going to help a lot of that stress and whatnot. So anyway, all right. I think I think my father-in-law said that Lee Allison is my boss, so that's funny. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up there.
Yeah,
so
this was good.
Thank you guys for watching. If you're new or just catching up on this for some reason, I know we had a couple new faces in the chat earlier. We do content 6 days a week. Let's Plays on Monday and Wednesday. Live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then we do a podcast on Friday at 12 o'clock Central Time. We do a Where Is Zer at 11:40 Central Time.
We blow up on YouTube during Where Is Zer.
Where Is Zer is a big deal.
Yeah.
And then we do 2 live streams on Friday and 2 live streams on Saturday. This has been our first live stream for Friday. We're going to take a short break. We've got to set up some stuff. We're going to come back with Spider-Man, we think.
Yeah.
Steven will be doing the chat. I'll be playing the game. We'll have face cam and all that good stuff, so be ready to hang out more with us there. And then, of course, tomorrow we'll have 2 other live streams coming up. One of those will be Far Cry Arcade. The other one we think will be Destiny with FFG, maybe.
Maybe if we decide on that.
We're still floating
jury's out
on
that one. Yeah.
All right, cool. So anyway, thank you guys for watching and hanging out. We'll see you in maybe 10
or
15
so minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll